Positive psychology and communicating across cultures. I've had a note recently on communicating across cultures, um, which basically referred to the fact that I find it difficult, next to impossible, to try and adapt, so to say, my values to those of the guys over a fence in that way. In that way, um, I've been through a course communicating across cultures in the 90s, in the days when I was working with AT&T, and T, and even if they paid a little, $250 a month at one point, that was mean and that was despicable in my mind. Uh, there were some benefits, some regarding training. It's true, some of this training seems to be not just irrelevant but counterproductive if you teach people, as they did in some of those training courses, PVA, people value added, importance of the people you have in an organization, and then you humiliate them and exploit them, so to say, with $250 a month, and expect them to attend AmCham events and have them buy suits, ties, shoes, and be up to the task with a ridiculous salary. What's the idea? It's like you taunt them, you tease them with such notions. Oh, you're so important, but then fuck you. Reminds me of a Bill Maher joke. They introduced something lower and less expensive, probably, surely, than economy class on some airline. United, with that guy they dragged through the plane, the doctor, I don't know. He says, "Why don't you introduce a class which you call fuck you?" We were that class. I mean, I was that class. And, it was really serious because at one point, attending the Olympics in Atlanta, I learned that guys like me in Latin America were paid many times. I don't know, 6 times, 10 times more in economies with many similarities. I mean, okay, it's this idea. If you're in China, you're going for the lowest paid workers, even if that's when you have an assembly line. That's not when you want them to go in hotels, said to attend AmCham meetings, to go to the American embassy, organize events, and $250 would go for just one suit. I'm just exaggerating here. But when you have this discrepancy, it's an abuse, and it's in similar situations. To return, I was going to talk about cultures, but that's one communication across cultures, the corporate multinational culture of America, which supposedly promotes some values, but then in practice you find that they fuck you with those values. As for these guys, at times it's impossible because they belong to a minority, and that's fine. In fact, I'm at the point where I can talk about this without accusations. You're discriminating or whatever the fuck some people can say. Because I say no, we're all the same, all right? All the same. Equal rights, no discrimination, but then discrimination when facing the law, when dealing with the others. I mean, I expect the same respect. It's not like I'm special. I belong to another race, another group, I'm another ethnicity, and I'm better. No, I'm like you, but respect me. It's not like, because it's this preposterous, paradoxical situation wherein, for instance, this guy, when I say, well, come on, give me a break here. When you're not barking insults, fuck you and penis and pussy and whatever. The many kids or the few kids who act and shout like many kids, scream, and when it's not that, you put manele, some dirty music which is from behind. The girls want to be fucked, and it's an abuse. It's pouring misery and dirt and garbage on my head. Not literal, musical. When it's not that, it's early on weekend, and then you're knocking with a hammer or something. I mean, it's no, it's there. It's always, and it's there's no respect for the other. And they don't care. I mean, I do whatever I like. And when I say to him, look, give me, he says, I'm a gypsy and I burn the house down. That's my way. If I'm upset, I don't know which one. This one, mine or his. Even if it's his, it will have repercussions here. So it's not communicating across cultures. It's these guys taking advantage, the way I see it, of belonging to a group which has a reputation also for not paying fines. When the police comes, they don't pay anyway, and if we put a fine, they would just neglect it and ignore it. But it's it's not the way it should be. It should be respect for the law, and justice for all. I mean, yes, you need to have equal rights, access to everything, and so on. But then on the other hand, you have to respect the law. It's not like there you have on a plate, silver plate, all the rights. But then, come on, we don't have any obligations. We're a different culture. We do what the fuck we want, even if it kills your brain or something.